Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for April 2020. This is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Taurus. You may be in love with the Taurus. You may be here and not even be a Taurus, which is fine. That means your intuition is telling you there's a message for you. So welcome everyone. I am finally in my new location. I moved in with my lover, my twin flame, Sam. Yeah, I think many of you know his name by now. And I have, so far, a makeshift office. I have plans for it. I have plans to go find some antique shops and to find some beautiful pieces to add to our scenery. My wood desk, I could not bring it with me. It was just way too much to ship. So I did buy another desk. It's glass, and I'm looking forward to see the difference in it. I put down a nice scarf and still have our wooden box. Many of you have always asked me, where'd you get that box? This is a recipe box. It was handed down for me 4 generations. And since I'm not the greatest cook, I found that it fits my cards perfectly. And I feel the energy from that box. I love that box. It's the one thing that I made sure. Matter of fact, I carried it on the airplane with me because I didn't want it to get lost. It means that much to me. So, I like to keep my special things around me. So anyways, let's get into your reading. We're going to use a couple different decks than we did for March. We're going to use, honestly, I don't know the name of this deck because I don't have the boxes, so I forget. But it's a great deck. Someone out there will know the deck, and I appreciate if you can just leave the name. You'll definitely recognize them. There's the front of them. Very pretty. They remind me of jewels. Let's give it one more shuffle. And while I'm shuffling, I'm going to ask you just to calm your mind. Do a little deep breathing in through the nose. And then just gently out the mouth. No force, just... it's almost like a sigh. I like to do it 4 times in a row as I am asking your guides to come in with my guides. Of course, these guides must be in unconditional love, in the highest of light. But otherwise, I invite your guides in with mine. And that's why many times you can see a reading like months after it was published and it just fits, right? It's because your guides know when you're going to show up before you show up, right? Or you are gently guided to it. Even if it's a year old, it doesn't matter. And I speak that from experience too. Okay, not sure how I'm going to feel about this scarf, only because I don't kind of like the movement underneath. And let's begin. So some of you will be celebrating a birthday soon, so just in case I forget, happy birthday. And let's see what's going on. I have to tell you, I've done a couple readings from here so far, Aries being one of them, and I feel Aries was really meant for everyone. Like it was meant for Aries, but it just had that feeling like that message is for everyone. And I have a feeling yours is going to be like that too. It may be because of what's going on in the world with the coronavirus and, you know, there's just a lot going on in the world, right? But there's a lot of empathy going on in the world too. We had a card flip around. We open with the Prince of Pentacles. If we want to look at him as a person, him or her, this would be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, right? Can be someone who's younger. Often I feel it's someone of an earlier time. You know, whether that be this lifetime, last lifetime. This is someone who is eager to give, but also eager to learn. So, I feel like there's something here that someone wants to learn. We have the wheel. The wheel is destiny. The wheel is about movement. It's almost like this Prince of Pentacles is willing for the wheel to move. Did that make sense? Beautiful. We have the Chariot, so someone's very successful at whatever it is that they're willing right now. Bringing in a part of destiny. This is success, right? This is a success after balance. This is someone who has made the realization, because, you know, when I think of the Prince of Pentacles, I think, well, this was a journey, right? I started out really as, let's just say, knowing nothing. And through my time, through the years, I have grown wiser, right? But I still know there's more to learn. I still know there's more to experience. And this is someone who's pretty eager, you know, no rush, but eager, you know, almost like nobody can get in this person's way. And one of the reasons why is because they know, you know, where you're moving into is what you feel is destiny. Now, what does that mean? Well, to me, it feels at this moment like my soul's calling, my soul's desire, right? So I know it's there. I know I can reach it. I haven't quite reached it yet, but I know that I can. So we can look at the Chariot also as advice. You know, how do we get this Chariot? We got the wheel that's ready to move. We have the Chariot, which is movement, right? But it requires something before it moves, and that is that you have balance, that you have balance in your life. So if we look back at this Prince of Pentacles, this is someone who is working on stability. Some it's putting down roots, right? But seeking the right place, seeking, you know, almost knowing where I'm meant to put my roots, right? So they've got that part down. So the Chariot says, well, what about your spirituality? Okay, so you've been thinking, like, let's say materialistic, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because, listen, we're meant to experience in this life, and let's face it, having money, you know, even maybe you don't have the money there, you know, but you know that there's that possibility, right? There's that possibility. And then we bring into the spiritual side of the Chariot. And I don't know, all of a sudden seems like there's no limit. There's no limit. This is also the masculine and the feminine being in balance. This is really everything being in balance, mental, emotional, right? Feminine, masculine. So this is kind of at your best, and, you know, maybe you're not at your best, but that's what you're seeking. You're seeking to be at your best. And then once you have that balance, bam, there's the Chariot. Well, let's see what's next. We have the Queen of Cups. So possible Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But we can also look at this Queen as someone who says, you know what? I'm ready for a relationship. I'm ready to open my heart. I'm ready to laugh, enjoy, right? When she's in the upright, she is just fun to be around, positive, very positive. But I feel here it's representing the opening of my heart. So maybe I've cleared that, right? That's what the Prince has been doing. This is what I've been working towards. The Queen is sitting here next to the Chariot with an open heart. Again, doesn't have to mean love. It means some type of creativity that I want to do. Excuse me one second. Okay, just wanted to make sure the clock was moving. Let's get back into this. You know, I just realized I forgot my glasses. But it almost doesn't matter. So I have to tell you, like, everyone in these cards are looking directly at me, except Prince of Pentacles. Prince of Pentacles is looking towards the future. We have the Empress. We have Temperance, card of Sagittarius, coming under the wheel. So, you know, when it's time, it's time. When it's not time, it's just not time. But when Temperance shows up, excuse me, right under the wheel, you know, it feels like it's time. But I'm getting that message, like, when it's not time yet, it's just not time yet. And that's why patience, or Temperance, calls for patience. She's sitting right next to the Empress. So very strong energy, right? Some of you are learning something so that you can then become the Empress. It's almost like the journey of your life to become the Empress. Excuse me. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Princess of Wands. So if we look down here, we have a lot of passion. There's a lot of passion to be had, and there's movement. When we look up here, this is about the Prince of Pentacles. Again, don't think about Earth. Just think about you. Just think about the Pentacle is someone who wants to learn, you know, almost feels called to learn, you know, called toward your destiny. No doubt, you're being called toward your destiny, and this is you being optimistic about it, right? But this is still being called to it. Well, here's the wheel. It's almost like, well, here's your portal, right? But before I can step in that portal, you know, part of that is calling the Chariot in, and the Chariot really is kind of like the star card. It's your hopes and your dreams, and it's your vehicle that takes you to where you want to be, right? But it's like putting gas in your car. You know, if you don't put gas in your car, it's not going to go anywhere. And this talks about the balance that you need in your life. It's also showing that, you know, let's just say material-wise, I don't want to say you're doing great, but you have what you need. It's that type of thing. But it's growing, right? It's growing. This is like someone who, you know, has just graduated from high school and is about to enter college. And for some reason, I'm getting that feeling of like, now I'm going to learn, right? Now I get to learn the things that I've always wanted to learn. I've learned the basics, right, from high school. But there's something that you're seeking, right? You're seeking what feels like destiny to you. Some of you, this could certainly, with the Chariot, speak of love, right? The two, right? The two horses. We have the dark horse, we have the light horse. That's the male and the feminine. So that could certainly represent that. Now, let's take a moment and look at that then. So say that's the case. Well, then we have to remember that you're over here, or someone is over here, like, let's begin. Let destiny start. Let the wheels start turning, right? But there's free will. So the other counterpart has to be there too, right? It's your energies are matching. Well, that's just not reality all the time. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It usually does happen, but it's about the person whose vibration is still low. They'll, hopefully start doing the things that it requires to just live in a higher vibration, where someone else has been, and I feel like that you has been on this journey for a little while, and you're starting to really open up to the possibilities. So the Chariot is also about that. Two people who come to the vibration. Temperance says, when it happens, it happens. When it's not time, it's not time. Right? There's not much we can do in that. This person receives epiphanies just like you or I, but it depends if they pay attention to those signs, right? This is not to be negative, because there's a lot of positivity in this reading, so it just tells me that, as it relates to love, there is someone, whether it's someone you know, whether it's someone you have yet to know, yet to meet, and it's like, almost like, I don't care, because just, put me into the future, put me in, boss, right? Put me in, coach. And so it's just two people, two things, two elements getting to the same vibration, and when they do, all is right in the world. You know what I mean? All is right in the world. And that's what the wheel is about. Sometimes we're at that top, sometimes we're at that bottom. We just got to know. Through, like the Prince of Pentacles, I've worked hard to get to where I am now and where I'm going, right? I didn't just sit back and be like, hey, when's things going to start happening for me? Well, I think we already know the answer. All right, let's take another row. So we have the Three of Wands right next to the Princess of Wands, and wow, that is, that is the full multiplied. This is someone who says, let me add it. She's not someone who's going to think about it. I'm not going to think, is this right or wrong? I'm going to experience it, and I'll figure it out, right? I'll figure it out as I go along. If it's wrong, then I move out, right? There's nothing that's stopping her, especially next to the Three of Wands, because Three of Wands, you can just look at the cards. There's the ships. There's the ships. They just haven't arrived yet. And the water is not all calm, so it doesn't mean they won't arrive. They will arrive. And this person who's standing at, let's say, the shore, they know they'll arrive. They just know it. Temperance says, when they arrive, they arrive. Then I'm just feeling the Empress energy over here, and I'm feeling a lot of strength within her. I don't feel like there's much that can knock her down. I really don't. And she's right next to Temperance also, so it's like, what was the universe waiting for? For some of you, it's getting to the Empress energy. Who's the Empress? Well, she's the Queen of Cups. At her best, her heart is open. She's a nurturer, right? But she's also, we don't have any queens out here, but she's also the Queen of Pentacles. She's sound. She's grounded. She sees those little details that other people miss. You know, she's the Queen of Swords. She lives her authentic self. She doesn't apologize anymore. You know, this is who I am. This is what life has created within me, and and I'm proud. And you know, this is someone who doesn't look in the mirror and judge herself by looking in the mirror. She feels the power that she carries, right? Temperance is part of all of that. That takes time, right? That all takes time. But it's all possible. And just knowing that, here's this Queen of Wands. Well, I know where she's going. She wants to move to that energy. We have the Emperor. Interesting. We have the Emperor right under the Empress card of Aries. We have the Prince of Pentacles right above that. Some of you, this is talking about a marriage and someone who is, flying the nest, who is going off to live their own life, Temperance may be saying, listen, it's time, but there's been a strong foundation built, and you can rest upon that, right? You can rest upon that. We have the Three of Swords next to the Emperor. We have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about where my focus is at. The Nine of Wands is a remembrance, much like the Empress, but this talks about past lives. This talks about, how did you become that warrior? If you just look at the card, look at the muscles. We all know that doesn't come easy, right? That's commitment. That is, what is it? Strength. Through strength, it gives you a certain freedom, right? This is, I just don't think anyone can mess with you here. You know what you're doing, you know what you're saying, and you know where you're going. The focus, though, which I have yet to figure out, is on the Three of Swords, but so is the Emperor. So they're both focusing on the Three of Swords. The Nine of Wands also says, pay attention to what you're focusing on. Stay focused in something. We have the Nine of Swords. Wow. So this Nine of Wands is surrounded by heavy energy. So is the Emperor. So this Nine of Swords would tell me that someone is afraid that something is going to happen again. Something is going to happen again that broke my heart at one time. Who knows? The Emperor could be someone's father, right? But there's a fear attached to that. There's definitely a fear attached to this Three of Swords because everyone is focusing on that. But what does the Nine of Swords tell us? It tells us that the majority of the fear, the majority of the worry, that worry that keeps us up at night, it's just senseless. It's, it is, it's useless. You know how when, you get a seed, but it's a negative seed of fear, and you keep thinking about it, well, it keeps growing, right? It keeps growing to the point where it seems impossible then to face it, right? Because, holy shit, it's grown so big. But, where it's grown is in your head. It's grown in your thoughts. And, sometimes we can believe our own thoughts, and sometimes we realize that our thoughts are nothing more than fear, showing up in different ways. Excuse me, I had to grab a drink. Okay, but we got a couple more cards. We have the Fool. We have the Tower. We have the World. And we have the Four Swords, which is a beautiful ending card, right? That's healing. That's healing, especially healing over the Three Swords, healing over that broken heart. The heart could have been broken in many different ways. So let's put these down here, but let's put them in the order they came. You know, first thing I want to say, instead of worrying, pray. You know, it seems that simple. Instead of worrying, pray. And what I mean by that is, instead of worrying that, oh my God, it's going to be so bad and I'll never get through it, or I'll never be able to say it, or people won't accept me, it's almost, I want to say, hand it over to God. Just hand it over. Say, I can't handle this. You know, to whoever your source is, say it. Like, I can't handle this. I need some type of comfort sent my way. And you'll have that, but you gotta remember something. When you hand something over, you hand that fear over. You say, all right, well, I'm going to do my best not to think about it again, right? Because there has to be a trust level there. Otherwise, what's the point, right? If there's no faith, and then there's no trust in that faith, then what's the point? But many times, you know, what we think the worst is going to happen is something, listen, it may happen, but we get right over it, right? We got the wheel here, matter of fact. So whatever it is, we get right over it. And I don't know why I'm like just concentrating here right now, but this is a tough line. And let's look below it. So under the Three Swords, we have the Tower. That tells me that something happened quickly, right? Something maybe unexpectedly. And, you know, it could have been the Emperor, whoever it represents, you know, can represent an older partner, someone who, you know, one time you thought was wise. It can represent a boss. It represents a father. It represents a lot. Because it's by the Empress, I know for some of you it represents your father. And this may be something that happened in your childhood that you now find, that you now find happening in your own life, right? The repeat. Anyway, so I feel like this Emperor is saying to himself, you know, here's the Fool. I'm going to be the Fool, right? Whether I want to be the Fool or not, with the Tower right next to it. You know, it looks like the Fool is moving out of the Tower, unscathed, in a way. I feel like, okay, I feel like I'm going a different direction here. I hope you just follow me. I feel like for some of you, you have the Emperor who's looking at the Three of Swords, who's looking at whether my heart is broken or he caused someone else's heart to break. He's got the Fool underneath him, right? And I feel like he wants to say, I'm leaving, right? Because he's walking away from the Tower. It feels unscathed, right? Almost like I walk away with no regret. Now, the Emperor, again, don't think that it's not you. You know, it's just, this just feels like the mindset, okay? But yet there's worry over that, you know? Why? I feel like because someone doesn't want to maybe break someone else's heart. Maybe someone has been with someone for a long time. And by the way, I already know that some of you are going to be like, oh my God, that's my person, and I didn't even realize it. No, this is stuff that you already have to know. You know what I mean? Like, somebody doesn't get to that point, and you don't know that. You may tell yourself you don't know that. You know, and I feel like that goes both ways. Like, we can't expect that some partner, even though the Tower's here, it's like, you know, you just blew my mind. You know, subconsciously, I feel like they already knew it. They already know it. And maybe that's why it says don't have all this fear, right? Because life is life. Change is meant to happen. We're not always meant to stay in the same place. Sometimes we've got to step out of our comfort zone. The Nine of Wands is just like, like I've been here before. And, the world's underneath him is like, I don't want to stay here long. I don't, why put myself through it again? I already know what the outcome is because I've been there, right? Knight of Wands, I've been there. And I survived it. Do I want to do it again? I feel like this is different than the Queen of Cups. It's way up here. Okay, this is almost telling us a story of why this showed up here. So anyway, what I'm also noticing is under the Emperor is the Fool walking away from the Tower. On the other side of the Tower, though, is a new opportunity. It is a new world. To me, it's a new portal. It matches, to me, the Chariot. This is my spirituality. This is when I start to realize that, hey, I am not here alone, right? I have spirit with me. I have guides. I can talk to Source anytime I want. It doesn't have to be in prayer form, right? I don't have to just sign a cross every time. I can just talk, right? I talk, but then I pay attention, right? Why? Because I allow my belief to lead me. And I don't know, I kind of feel like if you don't, what hope do you have, right? The Chariot, and I'm kind of not even talking religious, I don't know. Anyway, you have the Chariot, you have the world, right? The Chariot is that element that can take you wherever it is you want to go, right? Wherever it is you want to go. By the way, you've put the time in. You've been, maybe that just means your life, the ups and downs. It's like, I have put my time in, but I'm not ready to give up. I'm not ready to get up. It's quite the opposite, right? It's almost like my second wind. Okay, very interesting. But the bottom line is, this new chapter that the Fool seems to be walking away from, and that may represent the Emperor. So maybe the Empress is going this way. This is that chair. This is a beautiful element, right? And this is where the healing takes place. This is where the true healing takes place. And when I say that, I mean there's no longer regret. There's no longer sorrow. There's no longer confusion. It's gone. It's gone. And that's what this chapter is. It's when you realize that, and maybe for some of you, it is just talking out loud. I'm a big believer that if you talk to God, it's just right in your mind. It doesn't have to come out of your mouth. I don't know. I do know. All right, we haven't even brought the clarifiers out yet. Wow. Look what's at the bottom of the deck, Devil. Now that's a card of Capricorn. That's a card of dark energy, whatever it might be. We have Justice underneath that. Some of you, this is talking about marriage, right? And almost feeling tied to it. To me, this is like being tied to something. And why am I tied to it? Because I'm afraid to untie myself, even though I can. I'm afraid to make movement out of it. The fear is greater than the hope. It's backwards, is what it is. And, you look for that little light. You reach out, you ask for help. You do whatever you have to do. That's how I look at it. You do whatever you have to do. If you truly want to untie from it, right? But some of you, that's what you're going through, or someone else is going through that. And just underneath that, someone is unbalanced. Someone is unbalanced, whether it be you or another person, your boss, your child, someone is unbalanced. It may be you. And that doesn't mean you can't get rebalanced. I was just curious. the other day came with it, and I got the Hangman, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Wands. So the Hangman, sometimes I'm looking for the wisdom, I'm looking for the way, I'm being smart, I'm taking my time. Sometimes I'm just being lazy, you know what I mean? I'm just being lazy, and sometimes I just like the life I have. Sometimes, it reminds me of being in Louisiana and just doing nothing, and that seems okay. Like right now, it's like, that sounds okay. But the Queen of Wands, she's not someone who can do that, right? She's not someone who's going to patiently just hang there and wait. She's someone who's going to take movement, which you make a movement too. Well, there's the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a change of perspective, right? It's you know what? I believe it. I believe it's true. And I think you have the Three of Wands. You have the Three of Wands. So that is that's beginning movement in a new direction. So good for that. I mean, my thought is, whoever the devil represents, good luck against this energy, right? Like maybe they've kept you in Hangman, right? But now you're turning into the Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter what your sign is. This is someone who, she doesn't take no for an answer. She goes and does what she wants, right? She probably learned it from experience just like the rest of us, right? She was once in the Hangman mode. Now, she's looking elsewhere. Now, she's believing that there is a new life, right? Now, whatever the devil says or does, it doesn't seem to matter. Right, it just doesn't seem to matter. And look what's underneath that is the Ten of Wands. I really didn't want to go backwards, but this is taking a lot of bullshit. Like this is going to be someone who is rude. It can be a narcissist. But when I look at the 10, I think, now did I get pulled down into that? This is someone who says the meanest things, right? But then maybe I then say the meanest things back. At least I have regret. The other person probably doesn't. But anyway, that's tough energy. That's tough energy. But, someone's looking a different direction. Someone's looking a different direction. Why did I take these? And that may be a reason for a divorce. I don't know. Oh, these went there. And, I always hate saying that. Like a divorce, like I'd rather see two people work it out. I'd rather see two people start from the beginning. But sometimes people don't show who they really are, until late in the relationship, and they have a way. I mean, I was in a horrible relationship for 5 years, and I often think I'm a very strong woman. But man, would I do it again? No way in hell. No way in hell. But for some reason, you know what it was? I was dependent at that time. I was dependent at that time. I was young. I'm not young anymore. Though, I don't consider myself really that old either, but I consider myself the Empress age, to be honest. The mother. The young grandmother. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at the top line. I believe this deck is called, oh my god, I'm just going to forget. The Universal Tarot. When I started my channel, I never thought in the world that someone was going to say, hey, what deck are you using? I never even it's just whatever deck's called to me. Alright, so we're looking at the Prince of Pentacles, who's looking at the wheel, who's waiting on the Chariot, right? And look at this, we have the High Priestess. And beside the High Priestess, right over the wheel, is another wheel. So this could be a duel. This could be two people, right? This could be someone that psychically you're feeling, you're feeling pulled to, right? You're feeling pulled to, no matter what the circumstances are down here. It's like, I almost can't help it, right? It's a very spiritual type of connection right there. Some of you are on the path of learning about spirituality. Maybe you're looking for, like, I want to go to a higher dimension, right? Like, I want to go to the highest dimension possible. And to me, that's what the chariot is, if that's where you choose to take it, right? It'll go to Brooklyn if you wanted to, not that there's anything wrong with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a happening place, you know what I mean? Maybe for some of you, that's where your person's at, in Brooklyn. Just thinking about that, sitting on a brownstone. I don't know. Anyway, this destiny feels kind of almost like free will wise. I don't know how you're going to be able to say no to it, but I almost don't know why. Some of you really on a spiritual journey. You're learning something spiritually. Maybe you maybe one day you're going to become a spiritual teacher, a spiritual speaker. You're going to tell your story, and it doesn't really even come clear to you until you see the spiritual aspect of it, right? That's the patterns, that's the signs. We have the Six of Swords. So we have the Six of Swords coming over the Chariot. So that's the ability and the willingness to leave something behind that's not really serving you. With the Six of Swords, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to use myself again, but it's like when I got divorced, we were about to go to court to fight over what we had. Now, this was 1986, and really, I had shit. Excuse my language. But anyway, we're going to go to court over it, and my then husband was a big drinker and would spend the weekends gone, and there was like no food, and it was tough. And then he'd get a great job, and life was good for a minute, but I always knew it was going to change, and it always changed until I said one day, you know what, I just went out, and I don't want anything, right? I'm with kids. I want the pictures, you know what I mean? Like, keep the couch. It's got a big freaking hole in it. Things like that. Like, keep the bed. I just want out. And that is that energy. I just want out. So let's see. Sometimes just going with just the clothes on my back. And I'm okay about that because, as I'm traveling in this small little ship, with barely nothing, things are falling away from me. My one-time extreme worry is just like falling away from me, and I'm starting to see the beauty of the world again in some way. So it's a tough moment, right? But it doesn't last long, and it's a type of energy that has a very strong momentum behind it. So very quickly you know you did the right thing. Okay, we got a lot of cards. We're going to take them. We have the Six of Cups. Well. Some of you, this is about someone or a time, an earlier time, where you had great memories, right? This is when you were happy, really happy, whether it be with a person, whether it be in your hometown. It's almost like me right now, right? I'm with, I just moved into very close to my hometown, with the man that I was in love with as a boy. Who would have thunk? Not me. Yet here I am today. Here I am. And that's kind of what this is. It's that energy. It's following over the Queen of Cups. Some of you, it probably does mean a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And again, this is a very loving heart. This is a very loving heart. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, we got more cards. Let's see. We got a lot. Okay, they're all upside down. We have the Nine of Wands. So, what does that tell me? For some of you, that where this is talking about romance, even your hometown, or even a place where you just felt great. It can be a company too. This is something you've thought about for a long time. Maybe you've always thought about it, right? Maybe it's just always been there. This tells you that you're ready to do it. You're ready, right? The Nine of Wands is like, you're ready. You just got to put your focus on it. You're ready. The only thing that's going to stop you is you, right? If I move into the Ten of Wands, that means I start to feel another's burden again. Maybe it moves me back into the Nine of Swords where I'm just getting over it. Nine of Wands says you're ready, right? Why not now? Temperance is like, when it's time, it's time. Let's keep going. And there you go. So we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, and in this Eight of Cups, they're walking away from him, right? They're walking away. She's got her walking stick. She's like, I'm going. I'm going. I got to climb a few mountains here, and it might be tough, but I'm going. Eight of Cups tells me that normally it talks about getting your emotional house in order. But here I feel like for a lot of you, it's saying, you know what? It's pretty good. Your emotional house is pretty good because you're coming over the Empress energy. And where are you heading? You're heading to the Nine of Cups. What's the Nine of Cups? Number one is independence. Whether it's with someone or not, it's like, it's feeling good, right? It's just like, it's the Empress magnified. I don't know. I feel like I'm in the Nine of Cups right now, but I'm in a relationship. Look at this. Hello, Two of Cups. Guess where Two of Cups is coming over? Destiny and Temperance. So you don't think Divine has a part in what's happening in your life? You know what I mean? When you say, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, then, maybe Temperance is like, well, clearly they're not ready yet, right? Clearly they're not strong enough to pull themselves up. And I know some of you are in tough places. But I do feel like, especially the two sources here are the Two of Cups. It's a soulmate, right? Temperance is saying, listen, I needed you to get in balance to bring you the type of love that is destined for you. Now I see why there's two wheels here. This is probably for two people. And I can tell you, it feels very spiritual, right? It's a spiritual connection. Temperance is saying, I've got this. Almost like, don't worry about when. I've got this, and it doesn't feel far. Because next we go to the Three of Wands. This is me beginning to enter into, number one, a new perspective, and number two, I almost feel like the Fool again, right? I almost feel like I'm going to go. I'm going to do it because, I know it's out there. Maybe it's not going to be out there the way I expect it to be, but it's out there, and I feel like it's abundance. Let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. So we have the Devil showing back up. Now, this, of course, could be a Capricorn because it's coming right next to the Two of Cups. And let's see. Well, let's see who's next to it. We have the Prince of Wands. For some of you, I feel like this is about someone. Okay. For some, so we have the Devil here, but I'm not feeling the darkness of the Devil. I am feeling a little bit of Capricorn, but I'm also feeling this energy, this who I feel tied to, takes me back to the Six of Cups, right? Where my focus has been, right? Feeling tied to that, even if I'm in a different relationship, it's like, I just couldn't shake it. I can't shake it. Why? Because it's part of destiny, right? And Temperance is pretty big, right? But she's saying, we got to get you the Emperor's energy first. Male or female, we got the Emperor here too. We got to get you there, right? And, and I feel like whatever it is you've been tied to, and I feel Maybe you feel it's a curse, but I bet you think about it. And I bet it makes you happy too. Maybe it's a curse because it's not there, but maybe it's coming, right? Because next we have this Prince of Wands, and I think of Prince of Wands, I think of someone who is on a journey, and I also think of someone who's not going to give up, right? I'm not going to give up. What moves this prince? Passion. Passion. Passion for what I want. Passion for what's in my heart. This isn't about egotistical energy. This is something that's burning within me, right? And coming over the Princess of Wands. So this, of course, could be talking about a younger age because we have a prince and a princess of the same suit. Interesting. Well, hello, Eight of Wands. This is fast moving. This is what I think about, I bring about. This is about my thoughts that I've been putting in the universe. And, you know, we have the Four Swords ending your reading. This is saying, we've heard them. We're healing you. And we're getting you ready. This is when I am ready. Very fast movement. Very fast movement. And, you know, it's coming right next to this Prince of Wands. So, it's all about the passion. You know, the number 8, as above, so below. Whew. Well, we have the Queen of Pentacles again. So the Queen of Pentacles coming over the Emperor. They may be tied. Oh boy. And the Magician in reverse. Magician in reverse coming over the Three of Swords next to this couple. This is someone believing it's not going to happen, right? This is someone not putting in the effort. I don't think I have the tools. Man, I got to see what follows. It's like one is ready, one is not. One is still thinking about the past in a hurtful way, and the other is thinking a different way. This could be two separate people, right? I'm with this person, and he's like, whoa, 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 and here I am fantasizing about that, but yet here we are together. With the Hangman. Hangman's coming over Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is saying, you've got this. Hangman's like, but do I really? Right next to the Magician. I don't know if I can do this. Hangman's looking for some enlightenment. And he may just receive it. Because he's coming under or over the Nine of Wands. So he may receive it. Yeah, because why wouldn't you? This is a remembrance of my past lives. Even if I don't remember them, I start to feel that energy. Well, hello. So now we have the Lovers who jumps out. Possible Gemini. Mercury energy. We just went through Mercury retrograde. That can mean something, right? Because we have this very quick movement too. So the Lovers, you know, let's look at the Lovers and let's look at the Devil. And let's just look at the difference, right? Right? This is like we're literally chained together, right? Here, we're not. We're looking at each other. We're naked. We're our authentic selves, right? Here, it feels like the universe is in a negative way controlling us, right? But we're allowing them to, right? You know, we have one that's not even looking at the other, but yet here's that. I don't like it. I feel tied to it. I don't like it. But here, look at this. It looks free. It looks clear. I'll show you my, you know, I was going to say I'll show you mine, you show me yours, but that doesn't sound right. This is about two people who love each other's authentic self. This is being you. I kind of love it, guys. Coming over the Hangman, but the Hangman again is remembering, starting to remember like who I am, like all this crap over here, and it's like, wait a minute. Temperance is like, I told you how good I am. let's see. You know, and again, Nine of Swords, like, can it even exist? Well, yeah, it's part of your destiny. Stop denying it. You know, maybe you don't know this person. This is just saying, you know, be the Queen of Cups who is open to the fact, and hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, don't stay for the rest of your life. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, be responsible for you. But don't quit just to quit. I don't know. Sam and I would have quit a long time ago. Thank God we didn't. Well, here's our Nine of Cups. Beautiful. So the Nine of Cups is coming over the Nine of Swords. I feel like it's just saying you can get rid of this, right? You can, and what I think about, I bring about. So it's saying, think about the Nine of Cups. Don't think about the Nine of Swords. Think that your life can be fulfilled, right? Don't think that you're stuck, right? You got the wheel that's always turning. Allow yourself to turn with it. Here is the Nine of Cups. And by the way, coming next to the Lovers. Always the perfect time to meet someone when I'm feeling good and confident about myself. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be very, very clear at that time too. My mind's going to be clear, and no one's going to pull the wool over my eyes here. But I don't think you got to worry about that. And then we have the King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we have double Gemini. Neighbors. You know, the King of Swords in his highest, on his throne, is very authentic, is very good with communication and leading right through his words. So, interesting. Let's keep going. Your reading is going to be so long, and Aries was short. I don't know why. Aries is going to be like, hey, what you doing? Alright, we have the Five of Swords, which is walking away. So we have the walking away of the Fool. Leaving someone behind. That's the energy of, you know, I tried to make it work. People just aren't seeing my perspective, and I'm just getting tired of it. Taking what's fairly yours and not wanting more. Five is about change. The Fool is all about change. Again, he's looking back. It's weird because he's not looking towards the world. He's looking back with the Fool. So this may be someone who, I don't know, going to try something again or hasn't changed his ways. I don't know. Alright, but then we get victory. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is coming over the Tower, so that's great news. You know, this can be the energy too of you. The Tower happens in your life, and it can be like gossip, right? And everyone blamed you for something, and you know, and you just started to take it on because what's the sense? It was like too hard to fight. You know, Six of Wands is people now seeing it your way, whatever the reason. Some of you, it's that divorce, you know. It's finally them seeing your way. Finally, you're the one on the pedestal. Finally, you have the change of positivity, even what I'm leaving behind. So I like that card because I do feel it's a change of perspective. And also what I like is it's touching the Fool in reverse. So maybe it's going to help flip that Fool around. And that may be what gives the Hangman the wisdom, right, that he's been seeking. Oh, we have another card down here. Well, hello, Four of Wands. My favorite card. This is love at its finest. This is two people seeing each other for their authentic self. That doesn't mean I love everything about you. Well, no, I do love everything about you. Doesn't mean I like everything, right? Maybe I don't like that you snore loud. but my God, do I love you, right? This is stability. This is meant to be. And this is a great, great card to have. Really relating to anything. This is the marriage card, but even if I'm afraid of marriage, this is commitment. This is who I want to be spend the rest of my life with. It's coming over the world, guys. It's coming over the world, and it's connected to the twin flame card. Ooh, did I just say twin flame? The Lover's card. And here's the healing. Wow. And here you have all this fear, right? Everyone's saying it's, some of it, yeah, but like you are over exaggerating, you're thinking too much, and us Earth definitely have a tendency of doing that. Look what follows. Come on, the Star card. Card of Aquarius, but this is your hopes, this is your dreams, not only being answered, but look at this, it's coming over the Four of Swords. This is you praying for exactly what it is you want. Leave out the, if you're like, but I don't know how to say it, just talk, right? This is it being heard. Look at beautiful Mother Mary over this, right? The mother, right? The mother. And what's happening? Your hopes, your dreams. For those of you who would be like, oh, Sandy, you say it's all possible. I'm living it. I have been living it. And I've been living hell too, right? I've been through hell. And now I'm in a little bit of heaven. And I appreciate it, right? There were sacrifices. But I get it. And all I'm saying is this is asking for those type of answers and allowing yourself to open to or receiving, let's say, exactly what it is you need to start to move you in this area of your hope and dreams. This is telling you that it is possible. It is possible. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Wow. Readings are intense this month, and I am loving them. I loved that reading for you guys. Just loved it for you guys. I am going to also do an oracle card. Let me know what you think about this, the scarf I put down here. I can live with it. I like the look of it, but I miss the slide of the cards too. But I can get used to it. Alright, we're going to do the Mother Mary, and I have to say, Mother Mary was the very last card, offering a healing of freedom. I know many people miss the end of the readings, and it makes me sad because I feel like the end of the readings is where it's all out, where it's all at. And, I guess they'll get there when they get there. But thank you for being here. Alright, one more. Okay. We have self-respect, which is a beautiful, beautiful card, and I am going to read that. I don't know if I'm going to read them all. We have children. My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive change for them and me. We've had the Empress, so for some of you, it could certainly be that. Look at this. Feminine and marriage. Wow. But what we're going to read, and let's read the bottom. Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. Feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And children. We just read children. And self-respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. So we're going to read that. I know you guys are like, read them all, but I'm just paying attention to my intuition. Mother Mary deeply cares for you, your welfare, and your happiness. She asks you to respect yourself enough to take good care of yourself. Remember that you're God's child and creation. By respecting yourself, you are honoring God. The answer to your present question lies within another question. Which path would be most respectful of me and make me feel the best about myself? Self-respect increases when your actions are aligned with your true belief. This card asks you to stop doing anything that makes you feel shamed or guilty, and to focus all of your attention upon that which makes you proud to be you. How beautiful. I love you guys. I love that you keep allowing me to do this. I love it. I thank you for the donations that allow me financially to keep doing it. I love you for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes. I love you just for you. That's the bottom line. I love that. You do the other things, but I love you for you. I believe that we're all soul family. I feel you guys so closely. I know that. And what I love about being here is I feel so in tune. You guys will have to let me know if you feel too. I love you guys. Let me know about the desk too. The rest will get better. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.